Hello, my beloved Scorpio. Selena Hart here, and I want you to pause, take a deep breath, and open your heart to what I'm about to share because this moment, this message, could truly shift the direction of your life. Over the next 2 days, the energy around you is preparing to deliver something extraordinary news. So profound, it might feel like the universe is answering a question your soul has been whispering for years. I see you, Scorpio, intense, private, and deeply resilient. You've been walking through emotional labyrinths, carrying burdens of silence, carrying wounds that no one else could see. But something is cracking open now. A great emotional and energetic blockage that has kept your heart guarded, your dreams delayed, your power restrained ease finally breaking apart. And as it collapses, a new path is revealed, one that leads directly to the life you've always sensed was waiting for you. Just beyond the veil, but I must tell you this with love and clarity, not everyone in your orbit can be trusted with the light that's about to shine on you. Scorpio, you are rising, and there will be those who envy what they cannot control. Those who smile with sweetness but carry shadows behind their eyes. This is not a warning meant to create fear, but a sacred reminder. Protect your energy. Trust the instincts that have never failed you. The next part of your journey will demand discernment, because as your destiny accelerates, so too will the tests. Stay with me, because what's coming isn't just a breakthrough, it's a rebirth. Let's dive deeper. Scorpio, your soul is ready. And now, Scorpio, let's talk about where the tides are truly shifting in your finances, your work, and the sense of purpose that's been quietly smoldering within you. I know how long you've felt overlooked, how often you've given more than you received, and how deeply you've questioned whether all your quiet sacrifices would ever amount to the recognition, stability, or abundance you deserve. But the cards, the energy, they are speaking clearly now. There's a divine orchestration unfolding, and in this sacred alignment, I see an unexpected doorway opening wide in front of you. A proposal may arrive, perhaps wrapped in formality like a contract or a collaboration offer. But the source, it will surprise you. This isn't coming from where you've been looking. It may be a voice from the past, someone you once trusted who suddenly returns with something real to offer. Or it could come through a synchronicity message out of nowhere, a chance encounter, a spontaneous invitation that just feels right in your gut. This is not ordinary. Scorpio, this is the moment when your persistence and private preparation meet divine timing. You've been walking in the shadows long enough. While others rushed ahead with empty confidence, you've been refining your craft, healing your inner wounds, aligning your inner compass. That quiet work was never in vain. Now the universe is conspiring to lift you into a position where your gifts can no longer be hidden. A promotion, a business opportunity, a collaboration with someone of influence, whatever form it takes. It will feel like a key being handed to you, one that unlocks not just financial reward, but also the deep, emotional fulfillment that only comes when your work aligns with your soul's truth. But remember, Scorpio, as these opportunities flow in, you must rise to receive them. This is your moment to say yes, not from desperation, not from fear, but from a place of inner knowing that you are ready, ready to lead, ready to earn, ready to be seen. The world is preparing to recognize the value you've always carried inside. And all that's required of you now is to step forward with courage and conviction. Let's keep going. Because what's unfolding next is even more intimate, even more transformational. The heart is calling, Scorpio, and we're going to answer it together. Scorpio, let us turn toward the sacred realm of the heart, that deep, often hidden garden where your most tender desires live. where love has wounded you and yet still calls to you with its soft, persistent voice. For those of you who have walked alone, perhaps for what feels like lifetimes, carrying your solitude like a shield and convincing yourself that no one could truly meet you in your depths, I want you to know this. Something is shifting. There is someone approaching your orbit whose presence will feel fated, not forced. Not fleeting, but as though the stars themselves have been moving in quiet conspiracy to bring your hearts together at exactly the right time. This connection will not resemble anything from your past, Scorpio, because it's not meant to. It will feel unfamiliar at first, not because it is wrong, but because it asks you to be seen in your wholeness, your power, your vulnerability, your truth. And for those already in union, this energy moves like a sacred current beneath the surface, stirring waters that may have felt still for some time. There's a new depth emerging between you and your beloved, space for honesty, for tenderness, for recognition of each other's souls, beyond the noise of the day-to-day. What once felt ordinary may suddenly become luminous. The mundane will give way to moments of intimacy that heal the wounds neither of you had the words for. You may find yourselves talking about futures with more clarity, dreaming together more boldly, or perhaps making a sacred decision that changes the shape of your connection, whether it's a proposal, a renewal of vows, or simply an unspoken understanding that this love is real and it is ready to evolve. But Scorpio, as love enters, whether new or renewed, you must allow yourself to receive it without suspicion. I know how guarded your heart has become, how the past has taught you to scan for danger, even in the warmth of affection. But the stars are asking something different of you now. They are asking you to let go not of your discernment, but of the armor that has kept you from being held, to let someone in, not just into your life, but into the quiet places of your soul. Requires courage. And Scorpio, you were born with it. So breathe into this. The love that is approaching is not here to tame you or take from you, is here to honor your depth and rise with you. Stay with me, because the transformation continues. The soul, the body, the lineage, they are all awakening with you now. Let's keep moving forward. Together, Scorpio, there is something sacred unraveling now beyond romance. Beyond ambition, something ancient and unseen, yet deeply felt in the quiet corners of your soul. This is not just about you. This is about the thread that connects you to those who came before and those who will come after. In this moment, you are standing at the center of your bloodline, holding both the weight and the possibility of generations. The pain you've carried, those silent burdens, those feelings of being unseen, unsupported, misunderstood, they were never entirely yours. Some of them belong to voices long silenced, to women who were never allowed to speak their truth, to men who carried shame like armor, to ancestors who were denied the freedom to fully live. And now, through you, something begins to change. You are not just healing your own heart, you are cleansing the energy that has lived in your family for decades, perhaps centuries. Each time you choose peace over pain, each time you refuse to repeat the same destructive pattern, each time you forgive without forgetting your power, you rewrite the story of your lineage. And whether or not you have children of your own, know this, your transformation becomes a blessing that echoes forward. It creates space for those who come after your nieces, nephews, students, soul family to live with fewer chains and more light. This is karmic liberation. And it begins with your willingness to feel, to face, and to release what others were too afraid to hold. In your home, the energy is shifting. You may find yourself drawn to rearrange the furniture, to clear out old belongings, to light candles, not for decoration but for invocation. You're not just making space, you're declaring to the universe that your home is now a sanctuary, a place of protection, a place where your soul can rest, and where your inner child can finally feel safe. Those around you will feel it. Scorpio, they may not know why, but they'll feel more open in your presence, more honest, more held, and your family, whether chosen or blood, will begin to reflect back the healing you've done inside. This is no small work, and yet it is work you were born for. You are the alchemist in your ancestral line, the one who turns pain into wisdom, fear into clarity, silence into truth, and that legacy will ripple in ways you cannot yet imagine. So breathe deep. Scorpio, what you're doing is sacred, and you are not alone. The ancestors walk with you now, nodding in quiet reverence. Let's continue, because what unfolds next is not just healing, but rebirth. Scorpio, let's now speak of the body, your sacred vessel, the house of your spirit, the silent keeper of all the stories you've endured for far too long. You've carried tension not just in your muscles, but in your cells, in the very blueprint of your being. Chronic fatigue, mysterious aches, restlessness that couldn't be explained. These were never just physical symptoms. They were energetic echoes, signs that something within you was being held too tightly, denied its voice, restrained from flowing freely. But as the emotional and spiritual blocks begin to dissolve, as you allow old grief to surface, as you release ancestral sorrow from your bones, something extraordinary happens. The body begins to respond, slowly, gently, but undeniably. You may notice subtle shifts at first: better sleep, a calmer nervous system, less inflammation where once there was constant tension. The body, Scorpio, is not your enemy. It is your most loyal companion. And right now, it's preparing to reward you for the inner work you've been doing. Your immune system may feel more resilient, your breath deeper, your appetite more balanced. These aren't coincidences. They are confirmations that the healing has gone beyond the surface. Water will become your medicine. Stillness will be your guide, and your body will whisper, not scream. When something needs attention, listen. Trust what you feel more than what you're told. You are becoming energetically lighter, and that, in turn, is restoring your physical vitality. But let me offer a word of caution. Not from fear, but from wisdom. When the light finally arrives, it is fragile in its first form. When the blessing lands, whether it's a message, an opportunity, or a breakthrough that feels heaven-sent, do not rush to announce it to the world. I know how tempting it is to shout joy from the rooftops after seasons of sorrow, but in these early hours, your miracle needs time to root, to ground itself in your field before it is exposed to the winds of envy, projection, or even innocent misunderstanding. Scorpio, your energy is powerful, but so is your sensitivity. Guard what is sacred. Celebrate in private. Let the joy integrate before you share it. And only share it with those whose energy lifts you rather than drains you. This is the balance of wisdom and magic, of manifestation and maturity. You are no longer here to prove your blessings to anyone. You are here to embody them. So stay close to your intuition. Tend gently to your healing. And remember, what is yours will remain, so long as you nourish it with quiet reverence. Let's continue, because the final messages carry echoes from the stars and promises etched in your soul's own language. And now, Scorpio, as we begin to close this sacred space we've opened together, I want to speak directly to the part of you that knows you are not merely listening to a message, you are answering a divine call. What is happening in your life right now is not accidental. It is not random. You were guided here for a reason, and deep within you, I believe you can feel it. This is your time, not a borrowed moment, not someone else's blessing spilling over, but your own divine appointment with change, healing, and elevation. And now that you've received the message, your soul must respond, not with fear, not with hesitation, but with clarity, commitment, and declaration. So I invite you, as your energy begins to shift, to speak your truth into the cosmic current. Write it, claim it, let the universe hear you. Not in silence, but in sacred affirmation. Say, I am ready for transformation. Say, I break the ancestral patterns that no longer serve me. Say, I welcome the abundance, the love, the peace that has always been mine. These words are not mere wishes. Scorpio, they are spells, invocations, frequencies that unlock the gates of alignment. When you write them, when you choose them consciously, you shift timelines. You send a signal to the universe that you are no longer waiting passively. You are co-creating actively. And if you feel the resonance, if your heart stirred even once during this message, then I lovingly encourage you to take one more step. Like this video, not for vanity, but for vibrational activation. Subscribe not for numbers, but for spiritual tethering. Because when you align yourself with energy that speaks your soul's language, you create momentum. You generate a current that draws more of what you desire into your field, not through force, but through frequency. You're not just clicking a button. You're opening a portal. You're saying yes to the unseen forces that have always wanted to help you rise. So stand tall in your becoming. Scorpio, the work you're doing here is sacred, and your voice is part of the ritual. Let it be heard. Let it be felt. Let it be the spark that calls in the miracles already on their way to you. This isn't the end of your story. It's the turning of a powerful page, and the universe is listening, always. So as we close this sacred circle, Scorpio, I want you to take one last breath with me, deep, full, anchored in your body, and know that you are not the same soul who pressed play just moments ago. Something has shifted, maybe quietly, maybe powerfully, but it has. You've been witnessed, you've been reminded, and now the road ahead glows with a light that wasn't there before, not because the path has changed, but because you have. The breakthroughs are coming. The healing is already underway. The love, the abundance, the recognition, they are not distant dreams, but echoes returning to you from futures you've already earned. And now, it is your sacred task to walk toward them with eyes open, heart steady, and spirit unshaken. Trust your knowing, guard your energy, speak your truth, and above all, Scorpio, remember this: you were never meant to dim your light to survive. You were born to rise up boldly, beautifully, unforgettably. Until next time, keep your energy sacred, your vision clear, and your heart open to every divine surprise this universe still has in store for you. With all my love, Selena Hart.